What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Sorry for my tardiness. They've had a very bad accident, chemical spill on the expressways here in Atlanta. So your boys, starting off a little late and everything, but we got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight we're talking about something that I know a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, even prospective entrepreneurs, don't go through, and that's business planning for the upcoming year. And what I want to discuss is how to plan your business for 2024. One of the main things I now have a conversation coincidentally with somebody, a friend of mine the other day, and they were talking about business and everything, entrepreneurship. And what I was bringing to their attention is when you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you're looking to start your business up. What we always do is start off with costs. A lot of times people can work in a field or do a particular job, and they're always aware of how much money a business makes, how much comes in. They want to do this where they can make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month from a revenue perspective, but it never really given a thought in regards to the actual profit amount. Because sometimes you can look at theoretically, your business may be generating $10,000, $20,000 a month, but it also may be costing the business 12 or $25,000 a month just to keep the business running. And that's something that I don't think most new entrepreneurs, even current entrepreneurs, don't even take into consideration, the cost, because revenue minus expenses equals profit. But a lot of times, again, people are caught up into the actual revenue coming in, the checks. A lot of restaurants. We made $800 tonight. We made $10,000 today. At the cigar bar. We've done, this another. I seen cats all the time, man. I just made $3,000 selling T-shirts, knowing, but not really want to acknowledging that they had to spend $2,500 to buy the shirts,
right?
From buying it, printing it, getting it made. Or even from a retail perspective, they know that, but they don't want to acknowledge that you're looking at the bigger number, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I want to just have a discussion with everybody in regards to, how to plan your business in 2024, just give you guys some strategies, things that you guys need to look at when you, if you're in business or you potentially want to start a business up, the things that you need to be aware of, okay? Again, I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Tonight, we have a call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Let me put this in the Instagram. I just thought about that. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. If you have any questions regarding how to plan for your business, do any kind of forecast projecting, or if you already are a current entrepreneur or prospective entrepreneur, feel free to call in. Okay. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Our main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we have over 800 videos on the YouTube channel. We have over almost 27,000 subscribers. I think we almost at 27,000 on TikTok. I don't really know the numbers off the top of my head on other platforms and everything, but we're growing. We haven't hit the end of the year total. We want to be at 30,000 on YouTube by the end. We got a couple weeks.
Couple more weeks.
Yeah. Hook a brother up.
Okay, come on through.
There you go. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Man, what's happening, man?
Thursday.
Shit, man, I appreciate you, bro. Glad to be in the farm, man. Yes,
life
sir.
Be life.
But life be damn life. But we make it through.
We making it through.
I also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
What's going on, Reek?
And also I have an in-studio guest, my son, Bro Man Will, or Will.
Will B.
Will say you want to roll with that. I can't turn that down.
Gotta go with
it. Shout out on the way here, man. I was in traffic talking to my buddy Dennis Sanders, man. Dennis brought it to my attention. He said, man, I didn't even think about it, Lab. He said, man, we graduated from college 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now he told me, he said, man, we graduated in 03. And me and was just talking about, like, yeah, man, he was just reminiscing. And man, we had babies and shit. We was going to school with kids, having babies and stuff like that. But man, I'm glad to hear from Dennis, man.
Yeah.
He just brought it to my attention, man. I mean, we was in graduated from college 20 years ago this year.
Wow.
I ain't think down about it, man.
It ain't caught your mind.
Ain't caught my damn mind.
Wow.
Whole lot of headaches and good stuff in between there and stuff. So shout out to Dennis, man. Yeah, I'm glad to talk to that brother, man. It's been a minute.
Reminiscing.
Yeah. But planning your business for the upcoming year is a crucial process that helps set clear goals, allocate resources effectively, and guide your team towards success. What we're going to do is a step-by-step guide to help you guys plan for next year. So again, the thought process we're doing tonight's show was, again, so many people, get an entrepreneur bug or car entrepreneur. But, I always say all the time, I ain't in business, say I'm in business. I want to make a little money.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Far too often people get into it because what are the things people want to? I want to work for myself. I want to get out the plantation.
Be my own boss.
Yeah, be my own boss. And what you end up being is your own damn worker, your own damn headache. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit,
right.
you're missing car notes, you lost your damn home and all this shit to chase something you really didn't know what the hell you were doing.
Getting into, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And because we get caught so often, we do a job, but we got a skill set that we do relatively easy, and we don't understand the other side of it. We know the process, the service, the manufacturing side, but we don't know the back office. The actual forecasting, managing, projecting, advertising, all that side of it. Yeah, that actually keeps the whole train running with doing that. And it's funny, lad, we're having this discussion. We started talking about how to plan your business for 2024.
Mama said, "Hey, Pooch, you got me up late."
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
I ain't got you up late. Miss Charlie got you up late. Yeah.
Got Mama up late tonight.
Man, we couldn't find my mama with her bingo buddy last week. My sister blowing my phone up.
I know, right? She ain't do it again this week.
Yeah, she do now. I don't know if she do late night bingo. I've been to call you, Mom. I just running late. But yeah, man, a lot of times people, when you had these conversations, because like I said, a lot of times people come to me on the front end when they're looking to start a business up, or I got my own LLC. And what happened is, folks have situations. We're in a city, like I always talk about Atlanta, everybody's a business owner and everything, but coincidentally, it seems like everybody's a master at what they do. And you think about where we go probably 3 years ago. I mean, this was like business city.
Right.
Everybody had their disaster loans and everybody was trucking. Everybody was cooking. Everybody was doing everything. What the hell they at now?
Right, what they doing
now?
And
shit, and it's not a ridicule nobody, pick at anybody, but people had to find out the hard way. This ain't easy.
Yeah.
This ain't easy. And I tell folks all the time, you know me, the 20 hours a day, so I do 40 hours a week.
Right.
Hey, tax season's gonna come around.
You about to be
yes, sir. Yes, sir. 4 months out of the year, man, I put it in.
Right.
So I can chill the 8.
The 8.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of times people really are aware of what they need to do. And so that's why I want to have a discussion with you guys tonight in regards to how to plan your business for 2024. Just give you some tips and insight, things you need to think about and look out for in regards to setting your business up and keeping it in the right direction. Because one thing to start the business is another thing to keep it.
Keep it going.
And that's just like with anything in life. Everybody done had something. Everybody had a house. Everybody had a car. Everybody had money. But you still got it. And we know when you have those kind of things, it's not about getting it. Getting it kind of easy. It's keeping it.
Maintain it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's why I want to have that discussion with you guys tonight. Okay. Remember, guys, you want to call in, add to the discussion. You got any question, anything, feel free to give us a call. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Feel free to call in. And so the first thing I think people need to do when we start talking about how to plan your business for 2024, and guys, remember this, and I tell you guys, we're going to have the goal setting show this month. We do that annually. But everything that I tell you guys, I practice what I preach. I've done videos at my office and at my house. Matter of fact, I released a video that I'd made a couple of years ago in regards to goal setting, where I show how I write down things from the current year, analyze things. But the first one, when we start talking about planning for 2024, you got to reflect on the current year. Evaluate your performance of your business in the current year. What you did in 2023, right? What did you do right? What did you do wrong? Be honest with yourself, right? Be honest with yourself and be hard on yourself too. Because at the end of the day, facts is what we can only go for. The data, the numbers, those are things we got to go by, right?
Right.
Identify key achievements, challenges, and lessons learned. Analyze those financial reports, customer feedback, and market trends. Guys, you got to make sure you're fully aware of your numbers. Anytime you look at Shark Tank, what the first thing they ask? Well, what are your numbers? What are your sales?
Right.
They have to. Because at the end of the day, all feelings and words and opinions, that's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people like this. It's getting a lot of traction. There's a lot of buzz. Like those emotional words. Shit, you know, buzz and selling two whole different things, you know. And
what you always say, being busy and making profits are two different things.
Yeah,
right?
we in business. We ain't in business. You know? That's the thing, exactly, man. You know, you see it. Don't ever get traffic confused with profit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of folks got lines around the corner.
Right.
But trust me, man, when I come in, when the accountant come in, the tax man, as they call me, I see everything.
Right.
I see it. And business is tough. Business is tough. It is nothing uncommon. It is nothing uncommon for businesses to be struggling. It is tough. Because we know theoretically most entrepreneurs, people that sustain entrepreneurship, they entrepreneurs because they want freedom. Not necessarily they so stuck on actually how much money they make. Everybody want to make some money. But at the end of the day, you know, when you go out and start working for yourself, doing stuff, shit.
Right.
You got everything.
Everything coming for you.
Hey, man, so you don't necessarily get into it, you know, and if you like what you're doing, you love it, you love the freedom, the byproduct gonna be the money. You know, but you want to get some scores.
Right.
Like I said, I ain't got PTO, I ain't got sick leave. But you gotta, you know, nobody give a damn.
Small little things people don't realize.
Absolutely. Ain't nobody, you know, sometimes you can kind of get somebody to pick up the slack from you in there, but most of the time, especially depending on something that's specifically tied into you, you're not gonna be able to make that up, right? So those kind of things got to be, you know, take consideration when we go down this road. But again, the first thing you got to do is reflect on the current year. The next thing is, guys, you know, I'm a big proponent of this. You got to design your vision and goals. You got to clearly articulate your long-term vision for your business. Set specific, measurable, and achievable, relevant, and time-bound, you know, with the acronym SMART goals for the upcoming year. Got to make sure, guys, they're incrementable and they're attainable. Got to make sure. You just can't say, I want to make $1 million. I want to have $20,000. You know, that shit ain't gonna never happen.
Right.
We started going into the numbers. I want to make $4,000 a month, or I want to make $48,000 a year. I want to make $4,000 a month. That means I got to make $1,000 a week. For me to make $1,000 a week, I got to make sure that I'm putting in what's that, $400 a day, right? Y'all better hit me. Am I right with that? $400 a day, $2,500 a day. You know, $250 a day.
$250.
I've been adding all damn week. Y'all work with me, not against me. But you know, $250 a day for 5 days, for 4 days, gonna give you the $1,000 a week, which in turn give you $4,000 a month. But you got to think about like that. You got to work backwards from the goal, and those are the kind of things you got to look at. And so those, when you working to make that kind of money and do those kind of things, that's what things are happening. Instead of just throwing out a arbitrary number. Is what I want to do. Because that's what,
a big number that you know. When you see it, you're gonna give up on trying to get there.
Absolutely. Because but numbers keep us accountable. We talk about that all the time. But people avoid the numbers because now you got to say here how you gonna get to that number. I see it all the time, man. In regards to people having interviews and they ask people, you can make this, I can make that, and they lying. They lying, man. Because again, the easiest thing for me to tell you what I am gonna do. The hardest thing for me to do is to make it happen. But definitely one thing is explain to you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people will sit there and, well, we can make this kind of money. I've seen a lot of cats do that. Coincidentally, I've been in business 22 years, but majority of my clients from the get-go were trucking companies. You know, I drove trucks and stuff when I was in the military. And that's why a lot of guys were sitting there, they were showing the checks who made $4,000, $8,000. But they ain't saying that, yeah, you made $4,000 driving that load, but it cost you $2,500 or $3,000. You know, so you're doing bringing $1,000 in. Not saying it wasn't a lucrative or potentially lucrative industry, but at the end of the day, it was costing so much money to make it. It really wasn't what you thought it was, right? If you like driving, it might be, but it's not what you projecting out. You telling people what you're bringing in, but you ain't telling people what you're putting out, right? You start looking at fuel costs, insurance costs, labor costs. You got driving and stuff like that. It's not the same thing, right? But a lot of times people don't want to sit there and look at that, right? Remember, you know, I don't want to see the numbers,
right?
Well, you try to have
these, you know what the numbers are,
exactly. So when you try to have the conversation with people in regards to that, You always see that. And I seen that a lot on the internet. People kept saying, "Look at these checks. Look what I'm pulling in."
They
but they never said, "Okay, this is what you." I never seen breakdowns. Exactly what a person was bringing in, and because people are naive, and I mean that in regards to the ignorant, because they just don't know. The perception is how much money I can. That's the check. Yeah, exactly. And that's not how it is. That's how it is in most places. You know, you see people want to get a bar, get a restaurant, they want, retail and stuff. They don't understand it.
Yeah, they don't understand the liquor license is $100,000.
No, and the license, but just even if you sell a T-shirt for $20, it might cost you $15 to make it. And even if you get it made cheaper and stuff like that, can you realistically, on a part-time basis, be somewhere to sell these particular shirts? With, you know what I'm saying? All this kind of stuff got to be real about it. What we're doing it. So, guys, definitely, define them goals and make sure they're realistic goals. Don't just throw out arbitrary stuff that you hope happens, right? Because if that's the deal, you can stay at your damn job and hope shit happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go out there and spend money on yourself and burn through your savings and stuff like that, and it never just happens. You get what I'm saying? The next thing, guys, again, we're talking about how to plan your business for 2024. The next one is conduct a good SWOT analysis. We know SWOT stands for the acronym Strength, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. Pretty much like a market research you got to do in your business. You want to identify the internal factors, the thing that you have, your human resources, the people that you have, the skill sets that you may have, the money, the capital, equipment, things like that. But also look at the external factors, that being the market trends, competitions, that can affect your business. Guys, far too often people want to start a business up, but they don't necessarily do that SWOT analysis. That's one of the biggest things they grind on you in business schools in regards to just making sure that you're fully aware of what you do right, what you do wrong, and what's out there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, business, business is extremely difficult. And I think a lot of times people can go into it, not want to do all this stuff that we're talking about, because again, that accountability aspect comes in. People say all the time, well, I don't want nobody to talk me out of it. It's not talking you out of it. When you look at any kind of major corporation, when they actually have those, when they doing their market analysis, they doing research, and they want to say take on a new arm, in regards to, say, Coca-Cola want to have a new drink, or you have a different hotel chains may want to start a whole different segment in regards to hotels that they have, right? They got to do all that research and development to find out if it's something going to be feasible. Can we make money at it? Will the Atlanta market be able to suffice what we're trying to do, right? We're doing it. So it's a lot of times people can look at that, it being extra work. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to pray on it or whatever. And then next thing you know, man, went through your 401k, burn through all kind of shit just to sit here and follow a dream that you really turn into a nightmare. And you just got to be smart and patient about it, right?
Realistic.
But there's nothing wrong with having things you don't know about. It's something wrong with not knowing stuff and trying to avoid what it takes to get it. I tell people all the time, man, if you really want to be in business, you want not just I want to make this on the side. I want to be in business. You go to a little JUCO, take a couple business classes. It'll be crucial what you can learn in that business class that'll help you big picture wise. You know what I'm saying? Not what you about to say?
Blueprint to Exit says change with purpose.
You change with purpose. What do you mean by change with purpose? I don't want to misunderstand.
He said change with, or they said change with purpose. So if you want to expound on that, please do.
Yeah. And I think it's a good statement.
Maybe
I just don't know what it means.
You said earlier.
Okay.
He said correct. So it was something he was agreeing with something that you said earlier.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. The biggest thing, man, when we start talking about that SWOT analysis, and I'm very, 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 very big on that, because again, far too often people open up business. I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of businesses here in Atlanta, all these damn brunch spots, cigar parlors, food places. I think it's oversaturated market.
Think so?
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why, because going back to what I said, Lab shaking his head. Lab, at the end of the day, math is math. The cost related with doing it is so many of them. I guarantee you can go through some of these damn books.
Right.
People ain't gonna say.
Right.
People ain't gonna say. But it's tough, man.
The good faith. But you might be right. It is a.
it looks a lot of things look good.
Mhm.
People are doing these particular things, man. But you gotta understand when you start looking at let me be realistic with a couple things. Like retail rent in Atlanta, $5,000 to $10,000 a day a month.
Exactly. I know that firsthand.
So we talking about just rent. We ain't sold one damn chicken,
Right.
mimosa, dumpling, lamb chop. They ain't none of it sold.
Well, I'm gonna break it down to you. Since I was in retail space leasing, not only that, you gotta have your insurance, which is $1 million coverage minimum. You gotta have your build out. If you don't get the shop center to build it out for you, you gotta build it out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We only warranty the air conditioner for 1 year. So you have to have a service plan in place for that.
Yes.
Anything from the front door to the back door is your responsibility. Light fixtures and such and so on. So all that stuff matters.
Yeah. And so that's the thing about it. I was at a spot the other week, I ain't gonna say the name, but I was just thinking about it. They was talking about they put $1 million in extra place to get it built. But in my mind, like, when the hell you gonna make that $1 million back? Because you gotta survive currently.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell you gonna make all this startup costs you put in
right.
with doing it? But I don't think people think about that.
No.
I think they put in a massive startup cost to get everything started and just be forgetting about
how you gonna make that back.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Third Eye Lotus says the same with boutiques. It's very tough.
Shit, man. Hey, you talking to somebody who had a salon 17 damn years, and I know the main reason I stayed open that long is okay. I got you, Reek. I'm back on it. Reek told me to get back on the mic.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that is one of the main reasons I think I stayed open so long, because I made sure I had nice, decent stuff in my salon, not the angels and water fountains coming. I didn't have all that, you know, and I wasn't really even pressed to have that kind of stuff in the salon. So I think that helped out a lot. Well, I know it did with doing it. So definitely, guys, want to make sure you spend some time with that SWOT analysis.
I'm sorry. Blueprint to Exodus expounded on what he said. He said SWOT is very good, and it showed me the challenges and the importance of marketing and what I need to grow.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Talking about the SWOT analysis.
Cool. I appreciate it. And guys, remember on Mr. Short Dollar, the YouTube channel, guys, we got over 800 videos. If you go and look in the search bar on the YouTube channel, I have videos on market research, advertising, where we talk a little bit more in depth in regards to SWOT analysis and things like that. So I got a lot of information on that. So you don't have to necessarily be in the dark in regards to, just from a marketing and advertising standpoint. Again, guys, the calling number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Tonight we're discussing how to plan your business for 2024. The next thing, guys, you got to make sure you review and adjust your budget. Assess your current budget and financial performance, right? So that's why we got to make sure we're keeping proper books, guys. If you're not keeping financial reports and books on a monthly basis, you do not know how you're doing. You cannot make no adjustments. You do not just put all this shit in a bank or a little ledger, or just try to dump everything off the end of the year to take to your taxpayer. Guys, you got to be looking at those numbers and viewing that data on at least a monthly basis. Hell, rather look at it every damn day and every week. But you have to, guys. Remember the CEO, because everybody likes putting that down that they're a CEO. The CEO is strategic. You have to know what's going on from a financial standpoint, marketing standpoint, what's going on with your business, guys. Like I say, titles are cool to have, but it's hard to sit here and really, just work them, to just be totally honest with you. So you got to make sure you're doing that, guys. Adjust your budget for the upcoming year based on your goals and insights gained from SWOT analysis. Allocate resources strategically to support your priorities. Remember, guys, when we start looking at it, be realistic. Don't just say because I made $10,000 in 2023, I plan on making $20,000 in 2024. We got, market trends change. Real estate market, is funky. Retail might be funky. We're just speaking hypothetically. You may have to take a dip, right? You may have to take a dip, right? Everybody, when you start looking at industries, they try to sit here and try to keep the profits kind of aligned with each other, right? The revenue minus the expenses. So when you see people lay people off around by Christmas time, I don't think they're just being heartless and callous. They just being business. because at the end of the day, yeah, it looks bad, but they looking like, hey man, we're making X amount of dollars in profit. We want to stay around those lines. We all know the easiest expense to trim out is payroll. So you got to kind of look at certain things, and as a business, especially even a small business, it may be calling a new vendor up. It may be um, getting a new insurance policy. You maybe want to change. Do we really need cable? Maybe we need to get a fire stick. I'm just, speaking hypothetically. You got to make them kind of assessments. But that's why it's so important, guys. You have to maintain your financials. You have to. You have to, guys. I'm just saying when you come into my work, if you're just doing it as a hobby, I get it. I get it, and it's cool. We want to post on social media. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want to go next level, right? You got to make sure you're doing it the right way. People will sit there and look at people that probably went to business school and say, "Well, man, they went to college, they did this and that, and you don't really need that." I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Well, I really feel like if you don't get educated on it, I'm not trying to just make a case for college, but I will say this: you're gonna pay for education somehow, some way, either through you go and sit in somebody's classroom, or behind the money you waste by not necessarily knowing something.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You're gonna pay regardless.
You're right, one way or the other.
Yeah, regardless.
La China, and I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
Lachana.
Oh, okay. She says that I'm proud of our people wanting to open businesses. However, I think a lot of us need to start with the basics. 101, customer service, customer care. A lot of these business owners are mean and cocky, don't know how to build a clientele. Let's get more classes under our belt as well. And then Dr. T. Gross 10 says startup is key, and the turnaround on income, especially on repayment. Okay, and Blueprint Exodus says you will pay at the end of tax year. You will pay at the end of the tax year.
Yeah. So. Okay, just run through them. Even the channel mentioned about was the customer service. We did shows on that, in regards to customer service and things like that. I think that it's a case by case basis depending on what the industry is. I think you got to have some kind of some businesses and industries require a lot of customer service depending on the interactions and things like that. I will say this. I think sometimes we take customers, we kind of put a lot more customer service than we need to be because we still, if we can frequent a certain gas station where they rude to us in our community,
right?
And and be okay with it, but it's just something maybe rub us a little wrong way with another brother or sister do it, right? We're doing it. And I'm not saying that need to be more tolerable. I'm just saying that we got to be realistic about what we put into it. Now we saw it from the other side as a business owner. And I say this, and be very honest with you. I think more times people, especially in restaurants and bars, especially from a social perspective, they need to invest in sending these people to some kind of class. A good experience at a right restaurant or bar can make somebody's day, turn around their whole day, and also in turn turn around and send more people back to you.
I'm gonna say that word of mouth is invaluable marketing tool.
Yeah, and I just don't think a lot of times people spend a lot of time. What's up, Chris B? My other son Chris just came in the show. What's up, Chris? Was doing it. What was the second comment, Lab?
Dr. T. Gross.
The repayment.
The startup is key, and the turnaround on income, especially on repayment.
Yeah, and I'm just, let me be transparent with me. Got a rental property I'm going through right now. Gutting out stuff, doing all kind of stuff. So in my mind, I'm sitting here looking just at that point. If I put in 20 grand hypothetically to get his rehab done on this damn house, I'm looking at the rent minus. I don't have a mortgage on the house, but just say. If you had mortgage, rent, minus whatever expenses may come along with it, property managers and all that kind of stuff, how long is it going to take me to pay that back?
Right.
So theoretically, if I had to pay if I'm getting $1,000 a month and I'm paying property manager insurance $500, that's $500 a month. I got to know that $500 going back into that 20, paying that back, not the $500 going back into my damn pocket.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, Lab? Right. So we just say with a year and a half, whatever it takes to make that money back. With doing that, well, that probably about 3 years, 6, 9, 3, 18, yeah, almost three and some change.
Mhm.
With making that money back. But you got to be those kind of things you got to look at. Just that repayment period. A lot of times people don't look at that. Like in your mind, we may be making a profit every month, made a profit in a year, but you still never even made your startup costs
The startup
back.
costs haven't
What we're
been
doing.
done yet.
Yeah, but like I said, like what numbers we always say numbers do. Numbers make people accountable.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question. Do people even put their startup costs in the revenue stream, like a part of their expenses?
No, you don't. It's not part of your expenses, but depending on what it is, if it's part of a loan that you had or whatever, at the end of the day, you still know. Just say if it was an infusion that you put in yourself out of your personal stuff, right? You still want to get it reimbursed. It didn't go away,
right? I mean, but wouldn't that be when you want to put that in part of your operating expenses?
You can't now because you want part of your operating expense. You're not paying on it. Like just say you took money.
If you are paying, I mean,
if you're paying on it, it's gonna be a regular payment. Just say a loan payment.
Okay.
And, theoretically, we don't. You don't write off, asset. If you bought a car, you depreciate it.
Right.
But
then you use the asset for work. You can write that part off, right?
No. It depends. You're leasing. Remember, if it's an asset,
I'm just asking.
No, you depreciate it and you write the interest. Laughing at me going to accounting 101.
That's one percent. How good you are with
this. But what I will say is that theoretically, depending on how you have it set up going into it, so that vary. But you still know hypothetically, like, look, I got to make this money back. People just don't, because you might have just cashed in your 401k. It may not necessarily be a loan attached to it, right?
Right.
With doing it, but you know how much you got put into it. With doing it, because that damn money gone, right? So those kind of things got put in place. And if you want to replenish that back in your retirement account or not, that's on you. But at the end of the day, you still know where you at if you far as you've been in the hole or not. But that's why it's so crucial. We have to make sure again we are looking at these numbers and make sure we know what's going on. What was the last one, Lyle? I'm sorry.
You will pay at the end.
With education. Well, yeah, that's and like just being straight up, like when you say pay at the end of the year with tax year. I will advise anybody, I ain't just saying this because I'm an accountant. I always make sure, guys, y'all talk to some kind of financial person that's an accountant. Make sure you do a lot of research. Not that you heard they good. Screen them, scrutinize. Make sure, you can just, they just sound good, like they know what they're doing. Because far too often, I just see these, like, I see some smooth brothers and sisters on the mic, on the internet, like, yeah, man, you take this money, you can do this, you can make, they don't know what the hell they talking about. They talk some real legal shit.
Right.
And they sound good.
Right.
They sound smooth. They ain't stuttering or nothing. But that stuff is wrong, man. That stuff is wrong as hell, man. Like, and I mean, just some of the stuff I'm hearing people are saying from an investing standpoint, a business standpoint, shit you can write off and all this kind of stuff. Man, these folks get your ass out of it.
That's why I threw out the card thing, because you hear a lot of people say, if you use your car and you take it, you put a printer in it, and you put some paper in there and a pencil, you can write your car off on your taxes as a business, as an office bill, as an office expense. And I was like, I don't know about that. So, I throw out little stuff every now and then.
Well, it's very important that, I will say try to do that on the front end, find your reliable an accountant, you know what I'm saying, an accountant or marketing person. Try to find like a couple of them on the front end that you're comfortable with.
Right.
They can share that kind of knowledge with you and everything. But
we always say you're gonna pay eventually.
Yeah,
you gonna pay now, but you're gonna pay later.
Hey, sometimes. And I always tell people I'm a lot cheaper on the front end. When I gotta fix stuff, shit. Either way, we can take care of you.
Right.
But it's cheaper at the beginning. Again, tonight we're talking about how to plan your business in 2024. How to plan your business in 2024. I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Make sure, guys, we stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we got over 800 videos. Talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Even if you have to leave this show, you'll see all the videos there. Catch everything in its whole entirety on the YouTube channel. Again, that's Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Go there and subscribe to the channel. If you want to add anything to the conversation or you have any questions, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. You about to say something like?
What's her name?
LaChana.
LaChana says other races have the privilege of generational wealth, being able to pass a business down to their children, their children's children, etc. And the care history and maintenance is passed down with the family name. I think for us, we don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury. We don't have that luxury. A lot of us small business owners are brand new. How do we build that generational wealth through businesses to be able to pass on for years to come? Meaning strong foundation.
Well, I'm gonna get a short answer. The short answer is I'm not a real big proponent where people push the whole generational wealth thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you raise your kids, I got 4 kids right now, man. Very sharp young men. One college graduate, one graduate college next year, one couple years, one headed to there.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen that damn one of them. They very smart. I think they'll be super successful. But I ain't seen that damn one of them really interested in what the hell I do. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes we have to be realistic about being so caught up into what we're trying to do and what we're trying to create and realistic what our kids want to do, right? Mm-hmm. I thought the crucial part of The Godfather. You remember when the guy was telling Michael Corleone, what was it, Robert Kahn? He was telling Al Pacino, we had all this stuff playing, me and your dad, we had all this stuff. Yes, he said, y'all had this stuff playing for my life. Yeah, for my life. Yeah, they were like, yeah. And we find out real quick, man, kids ain't interested in no rental properties.
Right.
And then they interested in no damn tag business. I got I got a damn Ivy League graduate. That's what I'm saying. Like, so at the end of the day, you gotta be realistic about certain things. Just because we have our vision for what we want to have and leave with them and everything like that, the best thing you do is have conversations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that doesn't mean that they're a failure because they ain't wealthy. They're just what you want to do. And if you want to share that with them, you don't know how they're gonna be receptive.
I'm gonna give you a good example. I watched a video on YouTube yesterday. The lady had her and her 3 sisters. Her father passed away and left her like 40 acres of land, but he had a big garage with like 400 cars in it, just old cars. She's like, none of my sisters or our husbands wants to deal with any of this. Yeah. Like, we're selling all of it. Like, and they had a guy coming and looking at the cars. Like, we don't want none of it. Like, we have no desire to go out and buy and restore old cars and sell them again. You get what I'm saying? But
ain't nothing wrong with that either, right, though, lad.
But that's just the point. Like, he made a lot of money off this because he had land all over the place from doing this. But they like, nah, this ain't what we want to do.
I'm gonna get back on topic, but I'm gonna share this with people. My thing is focus on what you like doing and making you happy. Mm-hmm. If you have success and you build wealth with doing that, and you have a situation where you actually educate your kids and teach them how to do it, and they want to do that, great. But far too often, and the reason why I bring that up because I've seen plenty of people say that we didn't get this, we didn't get that. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You had a good childhood. You didn't go to bed hungry. You didn't do certain things like that. Your parents gave you a certain thing. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't focus on what I didn't have. Focus more on what I do have. You know, because when you start going down that road of generational wealth and all that kind of stuff, like I said, all 4 of my kids sharp young men, but they don't necessarily, then they may look back later say, maybe I should have did this, that, and that, or they might still come along with it, right? We'll be over there. We're pretty sharp. He might, whatever. I don't know. But that's why I said, I think sometimes let's get the wealth first. Once we get the wealth, I think more people are concentrated, in regards to getting wealth more than actually like, hey, we want to build for the generation. Let's get the wealth. We don't have wealth.
Right.
We got a lot of high income earners.
Right.
But we don't have a lot of wealthy people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Get the wealth, and then we want to figure it out. That's why I said a lot of times we're putting the cart before the mule. We're doing that. So that's the quick response for that.
Right.
I don't want to get too far off topic with that in regards to what we're talking about as far as the business plan and everything.
I got one more. Well, 2 more statements. Dr. T. Gross 10 says, the equipment and property is depreciated and not income. Financial and legal should be consulted depending on the industry selected to pursue. And like
LaChana.
I'm sorry, I keep messing her name. I'm not doing no purpose. I promise you. LaChana says, I agree, but there are some kids that are interested. Okay.
Yeah, you know your kids are interested. Now, I think as a parent, you'll know your kids that are interested. That you can do it and everything. But I'm a big proponent. We start talking about generational wealth. Hey, get the wealth first. Get the wealth, then we want to sit here and do that, whatever. I ain't, because I'm on the other side of it. I ain't building shit for my kids.
Right.
I build stuff to make Poochie happy. If you want to sit here, I'm dead and gone. Y'all want to roll with that? Cool. If not, I feel it. I'm gonna enjoy me.
Right.
Because when you find out real quick when your kids grow up, they can be great kids, great adult, great, fathers or mothers, but they still may not be interested in shit you do. And not be interested in anything that you have doing, right. And you have a vision to get stuff in them. They just don't want it. So that's why I say, do you? In the process, they take a liking, teach them. But if they're not interested, they're not interested. That's the best advice I can give anybody. To the point about with the assets, that's why I said it was different in regards to, particular things like vehicles. If they purchase it, depreciating the asset. You depreciate the asset, then you write off the interest you pay on the note, depending on how that's done. But it's various ways we start doing that. But again, we start looking at startup costs. It depends on how that's done. But that's why it's very important. Like I mentioned before, you get actually a real professional to be able to go through everything we're doing, as opposed to somebody that think they know what they're doing.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Remember, guys, I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. And this, we start talking about planning, how to plan your business for 2024. Don't get somebody, when you meet with an accountant, you meet with an attorney, you meet with a architect, don't be so apprehensive to spend that money with them, because again, that one little big invoice could save so much heartache and pain, grand scheme, the big picture of everything. And I say this about myself. I remember back in, I was a whole different, pay grade back then. I didn't have the money, but I could have got the money together. Whereas when I was first started off, those damn Google contracts, and then when people were owing me money, I couldn't really sue them because the shit was so damn, some stuff off Google,
right?
Loophole after loophole couldn't protect me. I didn't want to pay the $300-400 to an attorney at that time, to draft those contracts for me, to make it where certain things were protected, certain things, whatever. But I had these kind of protections. I didn't want to do that,
right?
Because I felt it was too much damn money. And now I'm looking at myself now. People are coming to me, they don't necessarily want to pay for an accountant. What the brother told me that time? I can't justify paying you.
Right.
You ain't got to. But those kind of things is, at the end of the day, remember, like having in regards to if you get an attorney, accountant, whatever, you're not paying them for what they do. You're paying them for what they know.
What they know.
That's the thing about it. You're paying them for what they know. And if you're not comfortable with it, don't use them. But don't discredit what they know, but what they got between their ears, right? So, those kind of things, guys, some things can't cut corners on. Yeah. I'm being very real with you with that.
Pay now?
Yeah. Pay later. And you might know, and when you in them situations with paying later, man, you might not never ever be able to recover from that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, don't fix shit. I didn't know. Well, we weren't aware of it. It behooves you to find out. Right. It behooves you to get the right people that can tell you what to do or not, right? So that's why I say that there is no excuse for ignorance. So sometimes you gotta sit here and pay it out. And if you don't have the money to pay these folks, sometimes scale things back, right? Remember what we said before, like when you're young, you think they're gonna take too long. When you're older, you think like you ain't got enough time. At the end of the day, you probably wrong on both of them. At the end, what you don't want to be doing is working backwards.
That's true.
That's how a lot of people are right now. They working backwards. They they struggling and everything. From a perception standpoint, everything look good. But I get calls all the time. I pull up, they got the foreign cars out there, this, that, and that, and they just, boy, them doors closed. I go from accountant to damn near like life therapist. I don't want to joke about nobody. But again, we're talking about how to plan your business for 2024. To call in, feel free to call in, guys, 678-740-9894. Guys, like we said before, make sure you do a good market research in regards to everything. You want to stay updated with those market trends and things like that. Another thing, guys, and this is, just from a theoretical standpoint, and this me being, an active board member on different organizations, you got to take those what we call strategic initiatives. Identify key initiatives that will help you achieve your goals, i.e. things, just new vendors, new opportunities, maybe different locations and things like that, new products, new services that you may have, new things that can cause issues for you. Another restaurant that may be in the area, with certain things we're doing that. Prioritize initiatives based on their impact and feasibilities. Prioritize those initiatives based off their impact and feasibility. How hard they're gonna hit you, good or bad, and how hard it can impact your pockets. Okay, develop action plans for each initiative, outlining tasks, timelines, and responsibilities. Guys, remember, we do not want to skip over the thinking part of business, right? We do not want to skip over it, guys. Thinking, hoping, wishing, and talking, and talking, and talking, and talking will have you in a homeless shelter, right? Because because those kind of things people talk so much. You can get this and do that. It's easy. Put it on paper. Add, show the math. And I'm telling you guys, most of the time I've seen people sit there and do it. They were starting off in a losing cause, right? Because the math ain't math
all the time.
So those kind of things got to be taken very seriously. Operational plan and review and update your operational process to ensure efficiencies. How many people are coming in that you forecast for the day? How many people you got on the clock? How much you paying those people? How much can one person, from input, output, what I'm saying, from a daily basis? What do each person bring? If you got a certain, you have some people working for you, they just bodies. You got some person that working for you, they machines, putting out. Do you need this person sitting down because he's your brother-in-law? Right? We gotta understand that, right? If we have new systems in place from a technological standpoint, that we might need to get this new computer system. We spending so much time writing this stuff down. We need to get a new computer system in that can scan it, process it, and everything like that. Those kind of things can't be overlooked. We talked about before, those staffing and training requirements, guys. Even we talked a lot about. I think I did the live feed a couple weeks ago about the nationwide labor shortage and things like that. There is quality labor shortage, nationwide. Everybody's seeing that, every industry and everything. You got to find a way for your business owner to combat that, right? You just cannot put your children, your spouse, in your business because that's who you have to help you,
right?
And they may not necessarily mean harm, but they don't need to be there,
right? Especially they're not on a regular basis.
And lab, they can do more damn damage than possible because certain things, because their passion and their interest in your stuff is not yours.
It's not the same,
right? And so we got to be realistic about these certain things, and sometimes we got to scale back. If you have to sit here and find people, pay them a little bit more money, the right person will make you money, even if you have to pay them more. Who makes the most in their organization? The sales department. Why? Because they're making the company money.
Right.
People say that all the time. Look at all these
income.
Yeah, look at all exactly. They generating the revenue.
Right.
People say all the time, why are these CEOs making $20, $30, $40 million for these companies? Because they're making the company's money. Their vision, their strategic planning. That's why. They ain't just getting paid that. And most of them, and and one thing about it, when you start going in that world, they seek you out. I get calls from headhunters, CFOs, director of finance. I get them calls. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So what I'm saying, I know what that is to be pursued. So that's what I'm saying, guys. You got to make sure we ain't talking about those kind of salaries. You got to make sure that you do your due diligence. Make sure you got the right systems, right processes, the right people in place. Take your time. Because one damn fool in your business, one damn fool can shatter all your dreams, okay? And that fool can be somebody that's close to you that you love dearly.
That's eating off the money you bringing in.
Eating off, and just like I said, man, one decision. Your son smoking weed in the truck and wrecked it and everything. Now you done lost your contract. You know what I'm saying? Your husband sitting there and arguing with one guy. Now all of a sudden, it's just all kind of stuff that just, they done mess everything up, and you can never recover from. So definitely from an operational standpoint, guys. And remember, if you're not familiar with it, go pay somebody. Pay somebody. Guys, I've done tons of videos on the SBA, Small Business Association. They have a lot of classes that they charge. And they have some that are free, some that are around about $50, $60. They're not really that much, but they go through a lot of these particular things that actually help you in regards to find different coaches and things like that can help you guys. But that's one big thing, because I can see that with my master being in supply chain, that's how we actually look at efficiencies and effectiveness, because logistics and transportation, that's that's the whole basis of you dealing with FedEx and UPS, with getting things in a timely manner. but just going in a restaurant, being able to get spoken to, seated, in and out, eating and everything. It's a science to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's math behind all that kind of stuff. Don't you know?
Knowing when to bring the appetizers before the meal, and knowing when the meal needs to come out
exactly
after the appetizer. So you can have a certain amount of time for that table to turn.
You never see. You might get a better experience from a personal standpoint and a mom and pop, but you never really see the efficiencies and effectiveness like you see at certain chains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And because they don't know. Unless you do see that, those are people that have worked in a certain thing were going in. And like I said, just that whole come in, hello, sit down, food, eat in, out, all that kind of stuff. It's a science to it.
Right.
It's science to it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the whole theoretically. We did case studies on the Jiffy Lubes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're just going to the 5-minute lubes from the door, the car, 10 minutes more they are out and everything. We're doing that. Man, that's math. We're doing it. And so I don't say you got to have everything set up, just like that. But you got to spend time to make sure that operational side is on point, okay? Marketing sales strategy. You got to develop a comprehensive marketing and sales plan, identify the target markets and segments, outline promotion activities, advertising campaigns, and sales target. Guys, that whole marketing standpoint, and remember, guys, check out a video I did in regards to the difference between marketing and advertising. I even did videos in regards to advertising. Remember, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, go in the search bar on the YouTube channel, put in marketing, put in advertising, put in management, put in operations. And you'll see all the videos that pop up regarding that. We got a lot. It's 800 videos on there. There's a whole lot more shit on there than grant videos. I tell you that. With doing it, we got a lot of great information coming out with grants to help people. But again, this side of it, I don't give a damn. Once you get that grant money, you get a $30,000, $40,000, $100,000 grant. If you don't know how to spend it, it'll be gone in 2 or 3 months. It happens all the time. I.e., pandemic money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't know where the hell that money is.
Couldn't tell you if you asked.
Yeah, remember, guys, again, we're talking about how to plan your business in 2024. Call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. This is a key component, guys. That's risk management. Risk management is pretty much just, being able to mitigate the risk that your business may have associated with it. You got to be able to identify potential risks to your business and develop mitigation strategies. Consider economic, regulatory, and industry-specific risks. Develop contingent plans for unforeseen challenges. Guys, me being former military, as always, we got to have those contingent plans. What's your plan B? What's your plan C? What's your plan D? What's your plan E? You got to be able to pivot and adjust, right? New laws come out, right? You got a restaurant set up. Now they got zoning restrictions, right? They got all kind of different things depending on what's going on, Being in the tax industry in over 22 years, man, Congress have made so many changes. When I came in, we were doing the rapid refunds. I mean, people come to me, I got your money ready for you in an hour.
Right.
Hell, sometimes it wasn't that long.
Right.
Oh, that shit gone.
Oh, yeah.
Then they went to the whole certification standpoint. Then they went to the whole, it's been so many changes over the years. You have to be able to pivot and adjust, right? Same thing we do in any kind of service industry and things like that, construction or whatever. Laws change, restrictions, all that stuff change, right? We got to be able to adjust for that, right? Political climate, all kind, anything can happen. Vendors, your vendor might go up on a price. I go through this all the time. We use some of these different softwares to help us process stuff. We use one software, been like $300-$400. They're going up to $1,100 next year. I mean, those kind of things, like you got to be prepared for it with doing it. That being, if you got a plan B set up for another company, or, just like I got some little fun set up to the side, you have to be able to pivot and adjust. In business, it's not if something happens, it's when something. Yeah, and you got to be able to adapt and overcome.
Let me say, LaChana says, inherit and wealth to leave behind doesn't always mean money. It could be knowledge, wisdom. Great show, thanks. Dr. T. Gross 10 says, amen. You are right. You are right on tax. You are right. A tax analyst is needed to do strategic planning and identify what's needed to be profitable. Family, hell now.
Cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. The we start talking about the risk management side, guys. It's nothing uncommon because here's the deal. We know what we know. We know what we know. and it behooves you to find somebody that can help you think about certain things.
Right.
That's if you even come to us, guys. If you ever want to book any kind of consulting appointment, all the if you're looking at it on TikTok or on Instagram, but I know what the Facebook, YouTube, and everything. You got the links, the book appointment, all that stuff is in there. But whoever you choose to do it, you got to make sure you try to get somebody from they have enough insight to see certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because your vantage point, you may just see what's in front of you and what you experience with.
Mm-hmm.
That what me and William was talking about the other day. A lot of times people experience and exposure
Mm-hmm.
open your eyes up to a lot more stuff what's out there and stuff until you get out there and get exposure and experiences you never know.
Right.
So a lot of times you talk to a person, not necessarily they work in that particular field, but because they more so have been versed with business,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking at other things
Mm-hmm.
from a legal, political, cost, just what we was talking about, vendors and
Right.
things like that. So those kind of things you may not even be thinking about because you're
That's
so
true.
focused on the day to day.
Day to
Start
day.
it up.
They doing behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Right.
So you got to make sure, again, that risk management stuff is very, very crucial because what you don't want to have happen, everything going smooth, boom, right hook, boom, left hook. You know what I'm saying? Just everything going, and you just like, man, I wouldn't even think about this kind of stuff, and you don't really have any kind of plan set in place to be able to adjust to anything to get you sidetracked. That makes sense, right? Guys, employee engagement and development, we just talked about that. Make sure your people getting proper training. Make sure you're developing opportunity to enhance their employment skills, foster a positive workplace with doing things. And as a business owner, guys, if you're not going to be in those particular realms in regards to dealing with your actual employees, make sure you got your manager, everybody getting training. Everybody, you got to invest in yourself. I'm a big proponent in learning, right? Don't get set on your laurels in regards to what you know, anything like that. If you got to, that's why I went to the mastermind class. I go to these particular things. I pay the money and stuff like that to learn certain stuff. Take time out of myself for myself to actually get engaged and learn certain stuff. If you got from an employee standpoint, developing and making people better, because the more you put into a person and the better they are, the more money they potentially can make for you.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Ain't other way around. Ain't no other way around it. We are not in the cotton picking days. Bend, stop, move, jump. That shit ain't there. It's very pivotal to have human capital. What I mean by human capital, things that people know and stuff like that, because we're in the technological age, right? So it goes a little bit further than cutting it on and off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you got people that are smart enough that can actually think and adjust, as opposed to you got to tell them what to do with everything, right? Because sometimes people say, "Well, damn man, you stupid, you can't think."
Right.
I'm not picking on nobody, but they couldn't. So you want to actually have people that have some kind of way that they can have some capacity from a training standpoint, somebody invested into them that they know when certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
The machine start clicking or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they'll call somebody or whatever. Some folks just stop.
Right.
And so you want to make sure that you're taking some kind of time to invest in your people, right? To make sure they can be the best them possible, right?
That's true.
You got to do this is very very important, guys. Set up key regular monitoring and adjustments. Regular monitoring and adjustments. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. One of my OGs told me all the time, man, listen, the moment you get comfortable, he said, well, oh man, I ain't worried about that lab, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, William or they running everything. I'm good. I just sit back here and get a check.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're getting lawsuits, you get letters from the IRS, you're getting notices that bills ain't paid and stuff like that. Check your stuff.
Right.
Check your stuff. You won't be able to scale and grow until you got other people doing stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to strategically make sure you meet with people to find out what this done, whatever done. And if you got somebody checking stuff for you, make sure you checking them. Then you maybe got somebody on the outside checking them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have your checkers getting checked. Do not get comfortable and just say, okay, cool, I'm just backed out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't mean somebody's going to try to do something wrong behind you, but stuff happens. They may have forgot, right? And at the end of the day, if a person is working for you and something bad, traumatic happened at the business, they can always go somewhere else, right? They just might have lost their job, but they can, go through maybe a change and be back where they are in no time.
Right.
You may not never ever be able to recover.
True.
You see what I'm saying, Lyle? So it behooves you to make sure you got those things set up and with doing that. You got to establish regular review sessions to assess performance and make adjustments when needed. You got to stay flexible, be ready to adapt your plan based on the changing circumstances. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Do not let your guard down in business. Don't trust everybody.
Yeah.
Don't trust. I mean, and you're gonna have some kind of trust with doing it, but you got to trust yourself more. That you got things that's gonna check behind them. I am so serious about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so serious because just like I'm telling you, I done made these same damn mistakes. Same mistakes, man. I'm sitting there. I got to run a house right damn now. It ain't gonna beat myself up too bad. I knew what I was doing going through a divorce, what I was going through a divorce, and it was a lot of things that fell to the wayside. I mean, even with the salon and stuff like that, I went all the way there. I wasn't normal Deonte. Life was lifing, but that ain't no damn excuse,
right?
Because while life was lifing, N-words were N-wording, so, and they were N-wording. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going over there, man, seeing real folks ain't paying rent. I mean, house look like some shit from down there, like what they call it? What do young boy call it? A bando?
Yeah.
House look like a damn bando.
That's the one picture you showed me?
Man, yeah.
Oh,
shit, man.
Wow. What happened? Yeah, they tore up the ceiling and everything.
But they house look like a damn bando.
Yeah.
But they really just come down like, I trust this person. They gonna do this, that, and that. And I ain't tripping on nobody. I think it's more my fault because you know why? I knew better. Right. And now you guys know better because I told you. So you got to make sure, man, trust folks, man. But shit, man, you better trust yourself more. Absolutely. So please don't necessarily don't blow that off in regards to just stand on top of your stuff. The next thing, guys, communication plan. Develop a communication plan to keep everybody involved. All your stakeholders. Stakeholders being people that work for you, people that invested with you, your family members, stakeholders. Everybody got some kind of active involvement with you or your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure you got some kind of communication to let folks know what's going on. Market trends changing. You got health issues. You got finance, whatever. You got to make sure you got some kind of. I ain't saying you got to let everybody know the same thing, but you got to have some kind of communication set up with all that. Okay, clearly communicate the strategic direction, goals, and expectations for your team. That's a big thing. Why I even just when I coach, I always get on my other coaches like, look, coach, you fussing at the kid, but do he really know what he did wrong?
Right.
You know, sometimes coach, like, man, but why you didn't do this, that, and that? Kids say, all right, coach. I'm like, coach. You know, I'm talking with my assistant. Coach, I don't think he really.
He understood.
I still don't think he know what he did.
Right.
And sometimes I say, I ask kids all the time, son, do you know what you did wrong? I say, tell them what I want done. And you say, kids always say the same, and adults do it too. Do you understand? Yeah. Well, explain to me. And they start chewing that damn mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Look here, man. If y'all don't damn know, say, coach, I don't damn know. Because we can't afford it. We get in this damn game. And your ass, I got you expect you to know what to do, and you don't know.
Right.
But a lot of people ain't like that. But you got to make sure that you clearly explain to folks and be patient enough for people to go through their learning curves to understand, right? Mm-hmm. And be able to actually develop an effective way where everybody understands. And the way lab process and the real process may be totally different.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we got to make sure everybody know what they're doing because that's the goal and plan we got in place, right? So that's very, very important. Foster open communication channels to gather feedback and address concerns. If people got questions, people want to make changes. Because my way is just that, my way. But your way may be better.
It may be more efficient.
Exactly. So find some way where people feel comfortable with doing that, and it's not an environment where everybody got some kind of resentment, apprehension with doing it. But a lot of times, if you sit there and got your plan in place and it's clearly stated what's going on, you have less problems than if you actually leave it out there and assume everybody understands. Right? You got to go out there and sneak up behind them, man. You know what? You know what we're trying to do, right? Yeah. What we're trying to do, and don't feel bad. Man, you trying to check me? You don't think I know? No, I'm just asking. Right? Because at the end of the day, this is my shit now, so I need to make sure. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really, I ain't. I'm not in the disrespecting business, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that. Right. And everybody may not necessarily receive that. You don't have to do it every day. You got to micromanage. You got to stand up by the shoulder. But don't forget, your name is on the business, right? So you got to make sure that everybody knows what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying?
Dr. T. Gross 10 says, I don't micromanage. I have zero tolerance in babysitting.
You won't be able to be effective if you micromanage.
Right.
But it can also be catastrophic if you turn around and assume that everybody got everything. Because you just relay we're doing it, and your system may be that you just maybe not necessarily go through everybody looking over them, but you may just talk to your manager, say, man, y'all, you sure everybody good or whatever, this, that, and that, and everybody has some kind of way that they checking people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you can't just give free range,
right?
And everybody,
you got to be able to rein them in a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no major organization out there where folks ain't getting checked,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And that we learned that in the military, boo boo go downhill, it don't go up. So at the end of the day, when that stuff happens, so if they mad up here and they come down here, you ain't gonna like it. So you got to make sure you have some plans in place where you're checking stuff, right?
And you said something that when I was in my master's, when I get my master's degree in business, and the professor says you don't necessarily micromanage, or check you micromanage you wellness check. You bring them all together and ask them, are there any problems in the area that you're working in, to see if they actually know what's going on.
Yeah,
it's more of you present it to them as you're just checking to make sure they're okay and understand what's going on, more than I'm making sure that you're doing this right. It's a way to present it, he says.
Yeah, and that's a good point with that, because we can look and say that's a slick way of trying to see if you know what you're doing.
Right.
But on the flip side of it, you got to have those kind of things in place. And that's
because if it's a good employee and they may not know you may have changed the system and they may not know it, but they don't want to say anything because they don't want to look slow or whatever. And you wellness check.
And that happens a lot. Yeah, it happens a lot.
Or they may they doing a good job. They don't want to get fired or whatever because now you change the system. They don't know what's going on.
And a good employee may not be receptive to change.
Right.
I don't want to do the computers. That ain't the way we're doing it. Right. I've been doing it 20-something years.
By hand for 25 years.
Yeah, but that ain't what we're doing. We ain't doing it that way no more. And you got to make sure somebody's checking it and not accepting certain things. It's changing.
Mm-hmm.
And that go for everybody, right? So you got to make sure you have them those things in place to check that. Mm-hmm. Guys, remember, the planning is an ongoing process and flexibility is key. Regularly revisit your plan, monitor the progress, and be prepared to make adjustments based on the evolving business landscape. Guys, I want everybody to have a super successful 2024. And again, the thought process behind doing the show tonight was to help people understand the different things that you need to be aware of if you already are currently business owner or be a prospective business owner next year. Because again, people don't put too much thought into this side of it, because it's been so much time. And if I cut these many yards, if I make so many of these shirts, if I press so many of these, or pressure wash, the actual act of the surface of the product being, instead of just looking at it theoretically, what it takes to make it happen, and also be able to sustain your business, right? So that's why I want to have a discussion. So guys, one quick thing, remember, if you came in the middle of the show, say, hey man, the conversation sounds good, remember, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, check out, subscribe to the channel first, but also just check out all the information. You see this whole show and this whole entirety on the YouTube channel and everything. And I want to tell you guys, we're nearing the end of the year. I want to say thanks again for all the love and support. I'm still hiring tax preparers, so you can actually go on the YouTube channel, even look on the YouTube channel, and you'll see the video in regards to the tax preparation. I think I got a direct list. I'm having a damn brain cramp lab where people can just register with doing it. If you join the list or you reach out to us, all the contact information, as far as even the number at the office, or the 678-479-4007, you can give us a call. But definitely you go to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All the contact information is there in the description section of the video. Y'all can give us a call if you're actually looking. We also have the link for if you want to start your own tax business, you want to get that course to doing that. A lot of great information there. But definitely, guys, start off with just subscribing to the YouTube channel and taking advantage of all the great information we got there. I want to tell you guys again, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate Lab for working with me. And I hate the traffic, but we had a great conversation tonight. I hope you guys got a lot from it and everything. I love and appreciate all the love and support. Take care, be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.